Hello and welcome to Infamous, the audio podcast. This is Brandon, or Mutilus on Discord,
This is Aaron. I go by Treffinwood on Discord.
and welcome back for another riveting episode. Starting off this week, I would like to intro with my recent computer problems.
Ooh, go ahead.
Have you ever had a BIOS issue on your computer?
No.
I'm rapidly approaching a dangerous number of BIOS issues I've had on computers, and it's really frustrating. So this week I was getting ready to do some work on my computer. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to reboot my computer, make sure everything's clean because I haven't rebooted in a while. Shut out my computer, turn it back on, and I'm ready to go, right? And then it boots, and I go into BIOS. I make sure that all my settings are right. I save and I close, and then it boots back into BIOS. I'm like, no, I wanted you to full boot, so go ahead and boot now. So I save and exit, and it goes back into BIOS again. And I'm like, all right, well, that's not good. So we're just looping into BIOS. That's bad. And start doing some Googling, and I'm like, all right, well, I don't think any of these things would have just happened. And then I dig into it. I'm like, all right, well, I now know why it's not booting. It has no boot drives, which means of the 7 hard drives my computer has, it sees none of them because I've got a Windows install on like 4 of them. But then I go to my attached SATA drives, and it shows all of them right there. It's like showing them live. And I'm like, yeah, those. Use those, please. Please boot with any of these. And it doesn't. And so eventually I removed the battery from my motherboards and remove it from power. And so I'm just basically holding it underwater like, please go to sleep. Then I wake it back up and we do the whole thing over again. Luckily, I own like 8 computers and just only one PC that works. And so I jump on my laptop. I grab the most recent version of BIOS update for my motherboard and Windows Fresh Install disk as well. Plug them both into my computer, and same thing, nothing happens. I'm like, all right, I'm about to lose my fucking shit now. Then I remember that I am plugging them into the not motherboard part of my USB drive, so I then intelligently plug them into the back, and everything starts working. I get the fresh BIOS install, and it works fine. I don't have to do a new Windows install, so that's great. Log back into the computer. I'm like, all right, I got it. Reboot the computer one more time just to make sure. Does it again. Like, all right, cool. So we're just locked into BIOS. Do the same BIOS update I just did. To come to find out that what I had done that caused this whole fucking problem is I told NVIDIA to optimize video gameplay. And what it had done was turned on rebar scaling. Which is a newer setting for a lot of things. But my Windows install is so old on my primary drive that the drive is formatted in an incompatible way for that setting. And so basically it could see the drives, but it couldn't communicate with Windows on them. So if you turn that on in the motherboard setting, it can no longer understand that formatting of Windows. And so I had a huge discovery process on that. And so I wasted most of a day on that. That was great. Then I went back to work.
Nice.
Have you had any computer issues lately?
Nope.
Good. Have you watched anything new? You've been traveling. So
I've been gone for 2 weeks, so yeah. Have not had time to watch anything new.
I have been rewatching Schitt's Creek, which is really fun.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed Schitt's Creek.
Yeah,
it was like fun. I'd say B+.
Yeah,
maybe even A-. It was a good one.
I'd give it an A-. It's amazing to me how quickly the characters grow on you. Because it starts off. I tell people it's reverse Breaking Bad. Is the main characters start as just the worst people alive, and then they transition into like heartwarming people by the end of the show, and so it's really fun to see the inversion of that happen. Because they go from riches to rags, and so everything happens in reverse, and it's kind of fun.
Yeah,
I put it in the same category as Kim's Convenience, which is also, I think, really underrated by most people. It's a really good watch as well.
Which one's that?
Kim's Convenience. It's on Netflix.
Convenience. Okay.
Follows a Korean immigrant family in Toronto, and they open a convenience store when they move there, and then the show kicks off, and they've owned the store for like 20 years. But yeah, it's just their family. It's the guy who played Shang-Chi in the MCU is the son of the family, and so that's where he like got his start, was on Kim's Convenience. One of the X-Wing pilots in The Mandalorian is the dad of the family. and so that they're kind of getting into Disney stuff now because the show had a lot of cult following in it.
Yep.
But yeah, it's just a really fun show.
Cool.
Let's see, anything new I've watched? Not really. Mostly just rewatching older stuff. Anyway, I watched the new season of The Rookie, which I believe you also watch.
It's been a while. I don't have Hulu anymore, but I watched like the first 3-4 seasons. So I'm probably 2.5 seasons behind at this point.
I think they're on like season 9. They get
maybe
up there fast.
Maybe I'm more than that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends if they're calling a season like the spring and the spring and fall seasons are different.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I could check real quick. Watch this. The Rookie is on season 8. It's just an okay show. It's not anything to write home about. It's just a solid cop procedural. They've got some good actors on it, so that's fun. All right, into gaming. Well, first let's catch up on our league stats stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've been gone for a couple weeks.
Yep.
And
not
then
a lot of look.
Then
go ahead.
I'll be free to talk about what's been happening in the league once that happens. Okay, so if I recall, you are caught up with the last one you had done was week 4. So we need to do weeks 5, 6, and 7. It looks like.
I know.
Oh, here you had given us predictions for week 5.
Yeah.
But we hadn't gone through it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got your predictions. We'll cover that in a minute. So we get week 6 predictions.
Have people played any week 6 yet?
Week 6 is halfway completed.
Okay, so I won't look. Go ahead.
All right, so we have Dark Elves versus Skaven, or rather Skaven versus Dark Elves, if I can type correctly. Dwarves versus Halflings.
Skaven Dark Elves has not happened yet, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Why are you so interested? Are you trying
I would
to
just
snipe this?
No. Okay, so let's just do them as they come up. The Dark Elves Skaven matchup is going to be, since I don't want to go into the app, what was their first game? I want to say it was 3-2 Skaven.
Skaven Dark Elves was finalized at 2-1.
2-1. I think, I can't tell if Parker's going to get his comeuppance or it's going to be the same. I wanted to say 2-2 tie. So I will. It's going to be a 2-2 tie.
All right. Next up is Dwarves versus Halflings.
2-0 Dwarves. Ooh, wait. Tyler's getting really good at checking all his dudes. 2-1 Dwarves.
Goblins versus Snotlings. Call your shot.
3-1 Goblins. Called it.
Norse versus Gnomes. My nemesis.
3-0 Norse.
I just told you he was my nemesis. How could you do that to me?
Yep. Called it.
All right. And then we'll go ahead and do week 7, which will be the upcoming week. We have Norse versus Halflings.
3-1 Norse.
Then we have Skaven versus Snotlings.
4-0 Skaven.
Oof. Then we got Dwarves versus Gnomes.
2-1 Dwarves.
And finally, Goblins versus Dark Elves.
2-2.
Alrighty. So, going to these. These are week 5 predictions. Yep. So, Halfling Skaven came out not as 0-4, but as 3-4.
Whoa!
And Tyler was very close to making it 4-4. Tyler, I guess I'm going to say he just mixed up his catcher and a regular gnome, or a regular halfling rather. So he completed the 1-turn touchdown.
This is week 6?
This is week 5.
Oh, week 5. Okay,
this is your predictions you made previously.
Yep.
You predicted 0-4.
Yeah.
So he did the throw teammate. Guy lands. And then we count it out, and he's like, he's in. He just needs, because he has sure feet on his catchers now.
Yeah.
So he needs like 3 rerollable 2+. And he's like, oh, that's not a catcher. He doesn't have sprint. And we had done all the math. He threw a bullseye pass to a place that he could not mathematically score from because we all just thought it was a catcher. It was like, oh, Tyler. Yeah, so he's been doing pretty good with those guys. So that's going to be a -1 because you correctly predicted, but the score was off by too much. Next up, we already did was Norse versus Goblins, which was a -3 for you because you predicted a 2-1 victory for me, and instead we had a tie. Then we've got Dwarves versus Dark Elves, which you predicted 0-3 and was 1-2. So that's going to be a 0 game because you correctly predicted, but we're off by 2 points. Then finally, for week 5, we have 0-3 Gnomes versus Snotlings was a 2-2 tie.
I said 0-3.
You said 0-3.
That does not sound like a prediction I would have gone with.
I mean, I don't know. I think at the time you're like, Ryan, my boy, is a master of the Blood Bowls. He's played like 1,000 games, and I think I said, yeah, but it's Ryan, and you said, don't worry about it. Yeah. So this is going to be an incorrect prediction because it was a draw, and you're off by 3 points. So it's going to be a -3 game. So this is going to be a rough week for you at a -7.
Yeah.
And that's going to put your season total at -3. Wait.
We were living the dream.
Yeah, -3. Okay, now for week 6. Oh, I've gone over the maximum character limit for a post. I'll have to make a new post. Okay. All right, week 6. You predicted Skaven versus Dark Elves as 2-2. That game has not yet happened.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Dwarves versus Halflings. You predicted 2-1.
I said 2-1. Hold on. Now that I know Tyler's... I'm going to stick with it. 2-1.
Okay. Are you sure you don't want to change it?
Yep.
It is Dwarves versus Halflings. All right. You were dead on. That's a +2. Good job. 2-1 match. Goblins versus Snotlings is happening tomorrow. And then we have Norse versus Gnomes. You predicted 3-0 for Norse. Any modifications? You want to change that?
Nope.
All right. The game ended up being 2-1. So that is a correct prediction with a 2-point variance. So that's 0 points.
So close.
But so far you're at +2 for this week. So that's looking good.
Miracles can happen.
Week 7. We only have one match in the books. And it is Norse versus Halflings. You predicted 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to change it?
Nope.
You gonna stick with it? I feel like you looked at these.
Yeah, right.
It was 3-1. You were dead on again. Good job. See, you're making up for that poor week 5 with some good week 6 and 7.
Yep.
Cool. All right, well, that catches us up. After that, we will have 3 more weeks of games. Yep. So this coming Thursday, and then 3 Thursdays after. Then we'll have a bye week, and then the playoffs. I'm kind of tempted to break out the video equipment and record the playoffs, but I don't know how people would feel about that. I don't think our players would mind too much, but I also just don't know how much people would care. So if you want to watch us play Blood Bowl and yell at each other while we're playing, please let me know. Message me on Discord or post in the infamous content channel. It'd be like, we want to watch some Blood Bowl.
Oh, I'm supposed to play Parker, and Parker is not here. I guess he forfeits.
Do what? What's going on?
I was looking to see who I was supposed to play this week, and it's Parker.
That is correct. Yeah.
So if Parker gets back, he's gonna have to take a Friday off and just hunker down and play Kenny, and then me, and then whoever his round 8 opponent is.
Yeah, we talked about this in before he left, and it really wasn't that bad because he was gone on the bye week.
Yep.
And so there's really only 2 games, and if he had been able to play Kenny beforehand, he basically would have been on schedule.
Yep.
But he's due back on Sunday, so yeah, he could still get his game in the week it was supposed to be made. So I'm going to send you a picture. This is of the game that Tyler and I just played. I want to give you some context for this. This is turn 8 of the first half. This is the final play of the half.
Mhm.
Tyler receives the ball because I got the kickoff, and so this is Tyler's last play of the half, and we're setting up, and we're like, all right, you just have to get the one turn touchdown. I think he had like 2 rerolls saved up still, and so it's like, here you go, like you have a very good shot at this, and we roll it up. I have kick, so I kick the ball, as you can see in the picture, 1 square from the corner.
Yep.
And we roll the kickoff result. It is pitch invasion. Tyler loses the roll, and the 2 people he has that are closest to the ball get murked by the crowd. And then the ball bounces to the corner of the field. It's like you literally could not make it harder to score this ball. It was impossible. He didn't have a player that could get to the ball, let alone pick it up and bring it back. Like it was so terrible. And so we roll it up, and it's like at the end of it, I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry. This is so shitty.
That's Blood Bowl.
Yep. It was very fun. So what a convenient time for all of my players to make it back to a game is right so I can play a stunty team. Can you guess what he might have taken as his inducements?
Halflings?
Yeah.
Deep Root and Master Chef.
And?
Oh, and?
And?
Maple, if he's got cash.
And what's the gnome fisherman boy?
Rodney Roachbait?
Rodney Roachbait. He had Rodney, Deep Root, and a Master Chef, and I think he had like a fucking keg as well. It was so dumb. I was like, this is bullshit. You guys have like a fucking army over here.
Yep.
Yeah, it was dumb. Deep Root is annoying. I don't know if you knew that. I played against him before, but it was in a tournament, not a league. Being able to just 3+ shoot somebody in the face is dumb. Because Bullseye is stupid. Also, I did not know that he had block. That is extra dumb.
Yep, I have to start firing some people now because I have 15 players, and that's not okay.
Yeah, you need to be able to get both stars.
Fire. You're gone. No, I'm gonna. Right now, I'm 200 over Ryan. Even after firing, I'm at 1105, and Ryan's at 950. That's 155k Ryan gets. That's.
Oh, I just meant in
cool.
general moving forward. But yeah. Snotlings are so stupid.
Yeah.
Fucking low-cost lineman is so dumb.
Yep.
This is officially the first game since the league has started I can afford to fill out my roster or to optionally hire somebody.
Nice.
Because since the league started, I've been trying to buy a Yeti. When I bought the Yeti, and he played a single snap against you, I then had lost 2 players since then. And it was my most experienced Valkyrie, followed by one of my Berserkers. And so I just replaced him, and now I'm finally replacing my other guy who lost an armor. So I'm going to fire him, hire a new one. And I will officially have a full intended 12-man roster, which is what I've been trying to have the entire fucking league.
Nice. Oh, I didn't realize loonies are devious.
Yeah, they can get the skill that lets them get star player points for injuries.
But
you have to get a level up before that matters.
Oh, he can't even. Oh, that's so bad.
Are you trying to say he can't get star player points?
He can't get dodge.
Oh, because he's not agility, yeah.
Apparently, agility is not even secondary.
Good.
Fuck
your goddamn chainsaw.
I did not realize. That is so bad.
I feel so bad for you having chainsaw people and just getting to kill whoever you want. My Yeti still has Hatred Goblin. I just want you to remember that.
I mean, instead of Violent Innovator, do I just go Sneaky Git?
I mean, are you going to foul with a chainsaw? That seems silly.
Really? It seems pretty okay to me.
Why?
Don't need to gang up. I can just walk up and chainsaw you through your armor.
Is that a foul action?
Yeah. You can foul with the chainsaw.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can use a chainsaw on a foul. Now it makes more sense, huh?
Well, then why does Sneaky Git help you? Because your odds of not breaking are really low.
Oh, so is the current Sneaky Git, it only protects you but doesn't break?
Correct.
Yeah, you're right. Sneaky Git's definitely not what we take.
What you should take is Lone Fowler, which lets you re-roll the fucking thing, which is stupid busted.
Is it busted?
If you can get Lone Fowler and Dirty Player on a chainsaw guy, which is admittedly extremely hard, but except outside of a redraft maybe, but that would be stupid because you'd have +4 to the break armor and you could re-roll it, including re-rolling doubles.
Oh, you mean Lone Fowler?
Yeah, Lone Fowler and Dirty Player.
Yeah.
That would be nuts. +4 and a reroll.
Is it even worth the team value though?
Yes, that is worth any team value.
Well, I can only
he could cost 200k. Like, yeah, I'm paying it.
I can only get one of them right now. So
yeah, I know. That's the problem. Is he doesn't get star player points. So if you wanted to commit to the redraft, giving him Violent Innovator makes sense.
We are not committing to a redraft with goblins. It's
yeah,
not happening.
So in that case, I think you probably take. I mean, if you're gonna foul with him, then it makes sense.
I mean, I don't
just
think
hard.
I want to foul with him primarily. So
yeah, because you want as many opportunities to use his chainsaw as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Shadowing only works on stab specifically.
Shadowing?
No, sorry, hit and run. But that's a trait, isn't it?
You can get hit and run.
You get hit and run on a chainsaw? That'd be really good.
No, not on a chainsaw, because it's agility again.
Oh, hit and run is agility, not devious?
Correct. We're going to leave him unallocated for now.
Buying a stat on him doesn't really help either.
No.
You could buy block just as a defense mechanic.
I can't.
That's not very good. He doesn't have general?
No.
Just devious?
I think it's devious as a primary and nothing else, because I cannot take a random other skill that you normally could for 6 star player points. So, oh wait, no, it is secondary. Yeah, okay. How much does a secondary cost?
8
I guess
points, I think. 8 or 10. I'll just look it up.
Oh, you cannot. Here's the change. You cannot take random secondaries anymore.
Oh,
that's the change I was unaware of. You can only take random primaries. Okay, got it. So I can continue to save up for agility, which should cost.
So
12.
Tyler had a question, and I was going to run it by you now that you're back. So his catchers on halflings have gotten Sure Feet, which is the obvious upgrade, because they already have catch, sprint, and dodge. So Sure Feet's the obvious first upgrade with them. Once you get that, however, he's already maxing out his skill pool again, because they're the only ones on the team that get points.
Yep.
And there's nothing else really valuable. Like, do you take block? Like, the point of them is that they get a 1-turn touchdown. They don't really do anything else.
Yep.
They're just halflings. So I told him he should wait and take a stat upgrade.
You are correct. You should go for +1 edge to land.
Yeah, it's a 6 and 8 chance to get either +1 movement or +1 agility. Obviously, +1 agility would be ideal, but even at +1 movement, speed 6 sprint Sure Feet means that you don't really care where he lands. Like, you don't need bullseye anymore. Like, anything but a 1 is a probable touchdown as long as you make the agility rolls.
Yep, that's what I'm doing on the Doom Diver. He gets to save up and get agility.
Yeah, but you get to naturally reroll that. He just gets to have a Master Chef.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to convince him of is that he needs to stop burning his rerolls on stuff that really doesn't matter. He'll reroll like crazy stuff sometimes where he's like, I'm gonna roll this 2-die uphill block at you, and he's like, I'm gonna reroll that. I'm like, but why? He's like, well, I have 5 rerolls. It's like, you need those. Like, there's a reason your team has 5 rerolls.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm surprised how quick he's picking up halflings. They're not an easy team to play well.
Yep.
Because they're intended to be bad, right? That's the whole point of the team.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in an awkward spot that I have enough money now. I really want to buy a 4-3 roll, and that is not entirely zero based on the fact that I keep playing against Master Chefs. It's fucking annoying.
Oh, you played against them twice now, or just once?
Yeah, I played my second game against them this week.
Then you don't need to do it again.
Playoffs are coming, and I have a feeling Mr. scoring 3 points a game Tyler might end up in the playoffs.
Speaking of which, what is our playoff bracket?
My plan was to just do a simple 1 through 8 ranking bracket.
Well, then everyone's going to make the playoffs.
Literally everyone is going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm more saying that the odds of me playing against Tyler might be reasonably high because I expect both of us to win our first game in the playoffs.
Got it.
Because Tyler will just be like, oops, 5 points, and we'll just move on. Yeah, his first time he touched the ball against me was a 1-turn touchdown in which he spent 0 rerolls. So I'm like, this is great. This is going very well.
Yep.
I was actually happy he got the 1-turn touchdown because I was dreading trying to punch into Deep Root and 2 Treeman. And now both of his Treeman have natural block and bullseye. And I'm like, fuck. It's actually really hard to knock him down.
Yep.
So, I think I can level up one of my Valkyries. Should I just take Leader? Or is that a needless expense of their value?
I wouldn't take Leader on him.
But I get a 4th reroll, Aaron. I want it.
Okay. I mean, I would probably just spend the money for it then. It's either
So you think it's better to increase my team because leader is less team value than a reroll, right? Because reroll is 60 and that would be 20.
I think the Valkyries are kind of the heart of your team,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to want to give them more applicable to winning games, and it's worth the 40k team value to improve what is already one of your best players. I think it's arguable, so I don't think it's wrong to put leader on them. But
so what are you saying that there's something else they need that they shouldn't take leader because there's a more valuable thing to give them?
Yeah.
What should I give them?
Well, let me remember. They all start off with
strip ball, dauntless, pass catch.
Yep. So I would
speed 7.
I would make one your sacker, and so they would start off with one would get wrestle and one would get block.
We're past that.
The one that gets block would probably also then get accurate.
Okay.
The one that gets wrestle gets dodge. So those are the first two skills I give both of my two separate. And I know you don't like to have separate builds, so that's not what you did.
Yeah, that's I have OCD and I want them to be paired.
Yes.
But I really appreciate the option of wrestle on the Valkyries. I really like that. I think that's better in tournament play than in a league play.
No.
Because the Valkyries tend to be the ball carriers. And if I only have one of them that can carry the ball, it becomes awkward if I want to pass it.
You are
correct.
Like,
does the first person with the ball have wrestle, or does the second person with the ball have wrestle?
The first person has block because they're the one who might get, they're going to try to sack you. And the goal there is to throw it to the one that has wrestle, who you give dodge to, who can then score your touchdowns using dodge.
Yeah, I know we're dealing with some real first word problems right now. They currently both have block and dodge upgrade.
Yeah, okay.
So now it's what is the third skill on a Valkyrie? And I'm two schools of thought is the most efficient total is leader.
Sure.
The one that will benefit the team the most.
Yep.
The second option is I like accurate, but diving catch on one of them might be really good. Because they tend to throw short passes because they're fast, so it can close the gap, throw it, and then speed away. And it just tends to be the way I've been playing them. And so if I can get one with accurate, one with diving catch, I think that can be really good. But I don't know that it's really necessary. It's just like changing the math a little bit.
Mm-hmm. No, makes a lot of sense.
I could also give them Nerves of Steel because they have passing. Nerves of Steel could be cute.
Yeah, Nerves of Steel's really good. That's why I like the accurate because I don't love Nerves of Steel.
Yeah, obviously for the one throwing, it's pretty unlikely that Nerves of Steel will be that important.
For the catching, it's amazeballs.
For the catching, it's amazing. But diving catch is also really good. So where are the odds you're engaged by two people and you're throwing that person the ball? That's like straight up your strategy is Nerves of Steel. And it's like, yeah, but like if your opponent knows you have Nerves of Steel, then what's the point of putting people next to you beyond the first? Just to cause the dodge roll? Or maybe get an intercept chance?
Yeah.
I got one of my linemen's my first lineman upgrade, I took kick, and I really like kick. My second lineman upgrade, I took sure hands. So I have him in the back to pick up the ball and then hand it off to one of the Valkyries who has catch. So
that's kind of smart.
That seems like a good way to start the process.
Mm-hmm.
It also makes it to where I don't have to keep both my Valkyries back. They can kind of play a little bit more forwards, and then that one guy just goes and gets the ball. Obviously, one of my berserkers finally leveled up. I'm going to give him guard. One of my werewolves already has guard, so it'll be my second guard on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone currently has block except the Yeti, who has Juggernaut. And my team's coming together pretty good.
Nice.
The biggest problem is that they're expensive.
Yep.
So you think accurate over diving catch? I was kind of in between.
They're kind of the exact.
The thing I like about diving catch is even if your pass is inaccurate, you get a chance to catch it maybe.
They're literally the exact same. It takes your 3 with the reroll down to a 2 with the reroll.
Yeah.
It's just you want it on the throwing or the catching.
Mm-hmm. I like the concept of if the ball... Because it's not technically just if I throw the ball to me. It's if any thrown pass would end adjacent to me, right? Even if it's like an opposing one?
Yes. I'd have to read the actual rule.
Yeah.
Before I say yes. I want to say the answer is yes, but I need to read the rule.
Pull it up real quick. Diving catch. This player may attempt to catch the ball if it lands in a square that is within one of their tackle zones as the result of a pass, throw in, or kickoff. Ooh, or kickoff. They may not use the skill to attempt to catch the ball if it lands in a square in their tackle zone as a result of a bounce. Additionally, one player may apply a +1 modifier to an agility test to catch an accurate pass if they're in the target square. That's a lot of words to say.
Yep.
Oh, it actually doesn't say it has to be an accurate pass. It just says they have to be in the target square. So theoretically, if it just deviated twice and came back to the original square, you would still get the +1.
Yep. Cool. That is different.
You think 4 rerolls is excessive, don't you? Especially with a team with block.
I do. If you really want to min-max your TV, you stay at 3.
Yeah.
I wish there was a way for TourPlay to show you the actual team values of the teams involved.
What do you mean?
I have to click on every team individually to see what their team value is.
Oh,
why isn't
you
that
can go
one
to
of
honors?
the tags?
There's an honors section for team value.
It only shows the top 5. Like, I want to see
That's true. Yeah.
everyone. You have the most experienced person in the league. Aren't you amazing?
Yeah. I would have had the 2 most experienced people in the league if it wasn't for fucking Sigrid getting murdered by you. Coming for me. I can feel it.
Yep.
I can also feel like I'm at the end of a marathon and I can feel the people coming up behind me. They're chasing my completions record, and I'm not okay with this. Kenny's almost averaging 1 per game. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's coming right up on me. I will actually say it's mostly due to my opponents over the last few weeks have been much... I don't know if they're getting better or if they're just actively trying to stop me from passing, but they're doing a very good job either way. Fucking Tyler keeps just airmailing halflings into my face.
Yep.
And so like, every turn I'm trying to pick up the fucking ball because he's fucking like, this tree walks and hurls a guy 6 spaces. I'm like, fuck off, Tyler. The final turn of the game, I was going for my 4th point, and fucking Deep Root's just like, nope, bullseye, right to the head. I'm like, god damn it. Yeah, I'm actually terrified what my team value is going to be after I do these changes. All right. So you're playing Ryan tomorrow, and your game after that is against Parker?
Yes.
Week 5 is done in the books. Week 6, we have you and Ryan and Kenny and Parker still to go. And I'm the only one. Me and Tyler are the only ones from week 7 that are done. I like being ahead, but it also is kind of boring. It's like the weeks that everyone's catching up to you, I'm just like sitting around like, man, I wish I was playing. Like, I want to play too.
It might. I'll talk to Kenny, see if he wants to knock out his game with Ryan on Friday. Knock out his 7 before 6. Just because I know they're going to be at the same time, same place.
Yeah, Ryan was a little behind. He's mostly caught up. Overall, I think the league's going pretty well. People seem to be having a good time. I'm definitely going to run a second season of this. I just tried to think now how long of a break we want to take in between seasons. Because if we wait too long, I think people will forget about it. If we go too quickly, people will be burnt out. Also, I think once football season starts, it will be very distracted.
Yeah, for some people.
For some people. Aaron, it's like you don't care about NFL football. All right, Aaron.
You're correct.
You've been out of town. 2 weeks ago, you went to a Blood Bowl tournament, and it was no, the one coming up is a team tournament. The other one was a singles.
Nope, they're both teams.
Both teams. All right, there you go. Do you want to talk about
Sure.
the event you went to?
Sure. Yeah, we drove to Detroit to take place in the Amorical Cup, which is hosted in alternating years by the U.S. and or Canada. So this year was the U.S. It was in Detroit. It ended up being the largest Blood Bowl event in North America. 304 coaches, all divided into teams of 4. So 76 teams.
Teams of 4 is an interesting choice.
It is.
How do you feel about 4-man teams?
Fine. Like, I don't care.
Indifferent.
So the weird thing about Blood Bowl is having a team of 4 versus, say, a team of 5 is going to have effectively the exact same amount of odds of having a tie, just because of how Blood Bowl works. So it's not like whether you're a 3, 4, 5, or 6 person team that you're going to get any different odds of having a team win, loss, or tie, if that makes sense. Obviously, there are some differences if you want to think about it, but it's not like you need an odd number to have an effective
That's
resolution.
True. It is definitely more true than most games, which is definitely something important to bring up. If that's the case, does going from 3 to 4 make that big of a difference?
I think
you think 3 is too few?
My gut says the more people you add, the less often you tie.
Yeah, I think that would be true.
So I think from 3 to 4. Yeah, go ahead.
By adding more people to the team, you make it harder for teams to form.
Yep.
And so it's definitely finding that sweet spot. And then just initial reaction from being a lifetime gamer, I would say a 4-man team is a poor choice. But your point of, 4-man doesn't tend, like, you have almost the same odds of tying with a 5-man team. That's a good point. So now going down from 5 to 4 opens up a lot more opportunity for teams to make it. And so that sounds like a better choice than I would have guessed on face value.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, back to your story.
Okay, so yeah, the Immortal Cup 304. We ended up. Let's see if I can go find it somewhere.
304 is a great turnout too.
Yeah, maybe I'll get the specifics a little wrong, but no one's going to care. The team was myself, Perrin, Ryan, and Jake Sheely. We ended up winning our first game. I ended up taking Old World Alliance. Perrin was on Skaven. Jake was on Underworld, and Ryan was on Snotlings. So
wow, superpowers.
In this
teams.
particular tournament, each race was given a tier 1 through 4, and each team was given 10 points to spend on their racial choices. So all of your tier 1 teams cost 4 points, right? The inverse number.
Gotcha. It's inverted, yeah.
Yeah. So we ended up having 1 in each category: a 4, a 3, a 2, and a 1. I took.
Ooh. Can I guess the tiers?
Go ahead, yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go with tier 1 was Old World Alliance.
Correct.
Okay. Tier 2, I'm going to go with Snotlings.
No.
Damn. Skaven?
No.
Oh, I give up.
Underworld.
Underworld came down a lot. I figured they would have tiered them lower. Their loss of specific things was pretty big, I think. Yep. Mostly swarming, which was stupid from the first place.
Yep. So which was tier 3, Skaven or Snotlings?
It should be Snotlings, I think. But Skaven have been historically good, so I don't know if there's like long-term bias about that.
It was indeed Skaven, and Snotlings with the other stunty teams were at the bottom.
Man, Snotlings being tiered 4 seems very wrong.
You are probably correct. People just tend to group all the stunties and be like, you guys go here.
Yeah.
The Stunty Cup, i.e. the stunty teams that did the best, were all Snotling.
I would guess, yeah. Yeah, like if you're comparing gnomes and Snotlings, like that's not even a choice. Like they're worlds apart. Not to mention like the closest team to Snotlings in the game arguably is Ogres, which I think a lot of people consider to be bottom 2, if not the worst team in the game. Mm-hmm. And Snotlings, I think, are so far beyond other stunty teams that they're like competing with other legitimately good teams. Anyway. Yeah, I would have guessed all of your teams were at least tier 2, if not like most of them were tier 1.
Yep, fair enough. So we got there on Thursday evening. On Friday we played Blood Bowl from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. There were 2 separate tournaments on Friday. First, an 11s tournament with some Game of Thrones themed star players. I took Old World, and I ended up going 2-1, losing on top table, which is fine. That evening was a 7s tournament, and what I decided was I never want to play 7s again. Took Shambling, 2 wins and a loss, but the experience just was not fun in any way, shape, or form.
It's different than that other tournament you went to, right, where there's no rerolls?
This is similar. Like, you can get a maximum of 1 reroll because they cost so much. Mm-hmm. A lot of 7s, like, it's supposed to be like college football, like people screw it up all the time. The problem is it's far more abusable as a format if you want to try to metagame it. Because the pitch is smaller, so guess what? Gutter runners still move 9.
Yeah. Everything I've heard about it is exactly what you're talking about. It's like it's a cool idea as like a casual format, but if you approach it with a competitive mentality, the game just falls apart. Mm-hmm. And it's low sample size, high randomness. So even if you do make good decisions, I don't think you are rewarded for that very often.
Yep.
But I mean, still Blood Bowl, so you get to play games.
Mm-hmm. And then we get to that was like 2 tournaments all back to back one day, and then the actual Immortal Cup was on Saturday and Sunday. 4 games on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. We ended up winning our first game as a team. I ended up having dice just go all my way, and I beat Dwarves 4-0. Oof. I just outcast them, pushed their shit in. They failed to pick up the ball. I picked it up, scored. Like, it was just everything I wanted. It just happened. So,
I do think Old World Alliance is well spec'd into dwarves, considering they're
Mhm.
both mostly strength 3 teams that have a high abundance of skills. Your skills, I think, match up really well against dwarves.
Second game into dwarves again, and this time the opposite happened.
Oh no.
They literally failed nothing. Refused to break dwarf armor, which is kind of expected, but the rest you don't expect, which is like literally failing 0 rolls. And I ended up losing 2-0.
Overall, 4-2 against dwarves is pretty good.
Yeah.
If only you could have averaged it, it would have been great.
Trying to remember. I was trying to figure out if I could go back. It was being run on a platform called Blood Bowl Tournament Manager, which actually worked really, really well. But I don't know how to go back and see the tournament.
Can't remember your game 3.
I want to see. I want to talk about how our. Actually, there it is. Passed. Okay, I found it. Going back to our squad. Okay, there you go. So we won the first one. The second we lost. We had three. We had 1 win and 3 losses on the second one. So we ended up winning and losing. Then we won round 3 into another good team. I played into Imperial Nobility and I won it 2-1. And then we get to our last round of the game, and we end up taking that one down. I ended up playing Colin from Nebraska and his High Elves, which were probably a much better team. But I was able to 1 turn twice with my halfling from my Treeman on the
Your
OWA
regular
team.
halfling?
Regular
Your
halfling,
hopeful?
regular Treeman.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's spicy.
Yeah. So I ended up
Were
with.
you like clearing a pass so that he could step forward and throw? Or you're just straight scrimmage line Hail Marrying it?
Depending on how everything was set up, it all depended.
Man, that's pretty good.
Yep. It was the first time all day I'd been able to do it. And it's the entire reason I took OWA, because I'm like, okay, you come down to score on me. I'm just going to 1 turn on you. Then you kick to me, and I, control the ball down the field, 2-1 win. And my 2-0 loss against dwarves, I forget exactly what die roll failed, but the 1 turn. Oh, both of my 1 turns, my opponents got
blitz,
perfect defense or blitz. It was just like, well, okay, guess we're not doing that. We just ruin it completely.
My last game against Tyler, the 3-0 or the 3-1 victory, he got charge on my final possession, and man, it set me back a lot. I was able to still score, but man, it turned what would have been pretty much a walk-in 2-turn touchdown into a 5-turn grind. Anyway, it surprises me that the ogre plan is so good, because the tree men are designed for the 1-turn touchdown. They start with strong arm. They don't have loner.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to worry about stupid. They only have to worry about rooted, which is way easier to deal with on the 1-turn attempt. Did you find that was difficult at all, or were you punching uphill, or it just worked out pretty well?
So I had the treeman, and it was fine.
OWA has a treeman?
Yeah,
I thought they had an ogre.
Either. Take your pick.
Oh, wow. Okay, I take that back then, obviously. I didn't know they could get either. I thought it was only the ogre.
Yep.
Very cool, then. Why would you take an ogre?
Yeah. We will go over it, sir.
So 1 is its higher armor. 2 is it's. I'll give you the negative trait is a toss up, because they both have advantages and disadvantages. The lower movement is not nothing if you don't know how to position your team to lock in that positioning. But man, the treeman is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, do you want to keep going with your games? You want to talk about this?
Nope. I want to keep going with the games. 1 second.
All right. So just recapping, that puts your team at 2-1, and it sounds like you're 2-1 as well.
Yep. Cool. And then we play round 4. The team. Let me go back to squad. The team wins, and I win. So I go 3 wins and a loss on day 1. The team goes 3 wins and a loss on day 1.
Team wins and dies with you, baby.
Yep. This was me into the High Elves. At the end of day 1, they have a bunch of different stat tracking things. So they have top squad, top coach, top tier 1 team, top stunty team, etc. Highest casualties, highest most offense, any category you can think of. And they're calling them out at the beginning of every round, so people know what they're shooting for.
After 2 rounds, I would say that's very high RNG, but go ahead.
Sure. But, it's just fun to hear people's names called out for most casualties, and then it changes, and everyone gets shouted out, so that's fine. So at the end of day 1, we are in some pretty rarefied air. So there are a lot of teams here that I want to call their power teams. Like the best player in the United States who lives in Florida is somehow on the same team as the best player in the UK. Just happened to get together on the same team, right? With another great player from
Happy
Detroit,
accident.
whatever, right?
Yeah.
So
it's
we've
just
got
a nice little short 13-hour flight to get them together, but it happened. So I'm glad we were able to pull this together.
Yeah, so we've got some power teams, we'll call it, and then we have some local teams. Like our team was local, 4 people from Kansas City.
That's power team, if you ask me.
Just
I'll take.
going to play some Blood Bowl. And we are up there with the power teams. I'm like, we don't quite belong here, just based on our overall team structure and how good we are. But we'll take it. I was ranked 1 in the room from Tier 1 teams, and Perrin was ranked 1 out of everyone. He was number 1 out of 304 because he went 4-0, and just obliterated his opponents. So Perrin was having the best Blood Bowl of his life at the biggest Blood Bowl event in North America. I was having a good day. And then Ryan and Jake were having totally fine days, especially for the level of competition we saw ourselves at, once we got up to like table 8 or 9 or wherever we're at the end of the day.
Get to those top tables, starts getting a little crunchy.
Yeah. So then we go back the next day, Sunday, and Perrin decides that he's going to come back down to earth, and he loses his first game. The team loses their game as well, so now we're 3 wins and
2
losses. And we go into round 6. Perrin decides he's had enough of losing, and he beats his player, and the team draws. So we end up as a team 3 wins, a tie, and a draw. I think we finished 24th or 25th.
I want to say you said 22nd in the chat, but I don't know if
it is 22nd. Yep,
not.
I look at it.
Yeah.
Finished 22nd out of 76, which is, if you asked me to bet, I would have said we would have finished lower than 22nd. We I think, did very well for ourselves as a team. Perrin had an incredible day. I think he finished
5-1.
Was it? He finished 6th overall. Yep, 5 wins and a loss. Technically tied for 5th, but finished 6th on tiebreakers.
Nice.
Out of that level of competition is actually amazing.
Yeah, that's really good.
My 5th game was against Necro. And this game, oh my god, I got so mad. Like, my opponent has werewolves, and he is blitzing my model and ending in base to base with my other models that have Mighty Blow. And I'm just like, I am going to punish you so hard. His flesh golems all have guard, but no block, right? So I just have to wait for his golems to fail their 1-in-9s that he's throwing 2 every turn, and then super punish him for putting his weak-ass wolves next to my dudes. And I, until the end of the second half, never removed a werewolf. His flesh golems failed to block 0 times. Literally nothing. Like, he wasn't a bad player, but nothing went wrong at all the entire game. I'm like, well, okay, fine. I guess you can just have that then.
I think Tyler has legitimately only thrown 12 to 15 blocks against my players in the 2 games we've played.
Mm-hmm.
In those 15 blocks against block models, he's caused like 8 casualties. Like, I'm like, this is absurd. Like, you should only be knocking me down like a third of the time.
Yep.
And you're casualtying me at a rate of 2/3, which requires back-to-back like 8s and 10s. Like, what is going on?
So day 1, I diced my first opponent, got diced the second. Rounds 3 and 4 were both very good. I think relatively fair, and I ended up winning those. Round 5 was the most frustrating by far, just based on, I think I should have at least pulled out a tie, if not a win in that game, and it didn't, right? Anyway, without getting into the details, like, I took his ball carrier down, the ball bounces, my guy needs like a 3-up with a reroll to pick it up and score. He's like, nope, we're just going to let the other guy recover it instead. Whatever, the entire game was just, we'll call it a dicing.
It is really frustrating when you are making decisions that are meant to play out in the long run. Like, for example, it's like, I'm just going to let you throw your above average but not great dice, and you're just going to spam roll them and never get punished. And then on the other side, it's like you are giving me hits on your most valuable, squishiest models,
Yeah.
and my dice just aren't allowing me to take advantage of the situation. Like that's frustrating because you feel in the moment you're making the right choices, but you're being punished, not rewarded, and that does get frustrating.
Yep. And then my round 6 was into humans, and they were humans with an ogre and mighty zug. I had the treeman and no star player because I wanted all the skills. And this is what really pissed me off.
So you were salty Aaron on day 2.
I was salty Aaron all week long. This is where it finally caught up to me, and I knew it would. So
the dam broke.
GW put out an FAQ.
Oh, yes.
In May, late May, right? So maybe 2 weeks before the event.
Yeah, it was came out in the league, but we only adopted some of the things.
Yep. But well after roster were submitted and locked.
Yeah.
As part of
I
this
don't agree with that.
FAQ, the treeman on OWA got loner 4+. Guess who took a fucking treeman that didn't have loner and all of a sudden showed up in a tournament and he had loner?
Yeah, I super disagree with that from a tournament perspective. Like, because if the guy had adjusted 20k team value, you wouldn't allow them to resubmit the roster. And so, like, why are you changing their skills or their stats? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, list lock is list lock. It's a snapshot in time. It's not a no longer allowed to make good choices. Like, that's not what it is.
Yep.
Like,
so
yeah, I disagree with that. I understand that there's people on both sides of that line that think it should count, think it shouldn't count. Because, like, if your models went down in price, you wouldn't be allowed to spend that gold. But it's like, yeah, but if they went up in price, you wouldn't be allowed to overspend either. Like, it's stupid.
And here's why it matters, because I would never fucking take a treeman with loner.
That had loner.
Yeah. Because turn 1, he roots, fails loner, and gets to sit on the line after a turn and a half with no one else around him for the rest of the entire half. Yeah. While my opponent has an ogre and a zug to just push my shit in as he marches the ball down the field. When prior to this, right, it's a clear spend to reroll. You know, obviously you can double one, but your odds are much greater to have a treeman being able to do what you want to do. Like, you cannot afford to have your fucking treeman take root and do nothing when he is kind of the linchpin of your stability. So, yeah, I got my shit pushed in by humans with double ogre because my treeman took root for 8 turns. Not cool, organizers. Not cool.
Oh, so, it actually happened. He rooted on the first turn.
Yeah. No, that was not hypothetical. That's what happened.
And you don't have grab on anybody, do you?
No.
Yeah, you're just fucked.
It was on the farther side of the pitch. It didn't matter. So I might have been able to, like, push a model and then block a model, and my treeman might have been able to, like, throw one block. It didn't matter, right? Like, he may have thrown a block that half, but nowhere near where the ball and the 2 ogres were that he needed to be somewhere nearby.
Did you skill up your tree?
I believe my tree was naked.
Okay. Bullseye would have been the only thing I would have guessed.
Yep. Nope. He was naked tree. Because I didn't have very many.
Yeah, at least if he has Bullseye, you can kind of still contribute, but without Bullseye, he's effectively worthless outside of 1 turn.
Because OWA was a tier 1 team, I only had 5 skills, and I wasn't going to waste one on the treatment.
That's fair.
So I ended up 3 wins, 3 losses, but the team did really well. Like I said, 22nd of 76. Had a really great time. Anyway, go ahead.
I was just saying, what were the skills you bought? I assume your bodyguards got stuff?
No, I wasn't playing nobility. I was playing OWA. So.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Human Blitzer had Mighty Blow. Both the dwarves had Guard, the Troll Slayer, and the Blitzer. Mm-hmm. Catcher had Block, and I think my leader had Block as well.
Cool.
Or sorry,
when you posted, you guys got 22nd without context. I was like, oh, I would have thought you guys would have done a lot better than that. But then it's like, oh, there's 76 teams. Like, oh, well, that makes more sense. Like,
yeah,
because you said, like, there was 4 of us on the team. I was like, well, there couldn't have been that many teams, like 24 teams maybe. Like, so I was thinking you guys got like 3rd from last. I was like, wow, that's really unfortunate. I was like, Aaron's having a bad week. Why couldn't he play that bad against me?
Yep.
But yeah, so good job, guys. That sounds like you guys had a great weekend.
Yep. Life was good.
And obviously at those tables, you played those matches 10 times, you probably get like 3 or 4 different results. So it's a small sample size.
Yep.
Which is why it's exciting.
Yeah, we played.
Are you
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I played 12 games of Bubble, so it's not bad.
So shitty errata aside, do you feel confident with the teams that your team brought? Do you think there's anything you would have done differently other than like, the errata aside?
No. And everyone, I can't speak to how, Jake and Ryan felt with their teams. I think Ryan went 2 wins, a tie, and 3 losses, which is not horrible for Snotlings, especially as we got up to the, the top tables. I think Jake was pretty happy with his team. Not everything he wanted to. Like, he didn't pull off what he wanted to every game. But I don't think at the end he was like, man, I made a wrong decision. So
it's funny because if you had just played like goblins, then you guys would have just had like underworlds and then the fragmented teams that is made of underworlds.
We could have.
Yeah, that would have been cute.
There is
obviously goblins would not have been tier 1, but
there's a special prize if you take 6 or fewer squad points.
Ooh,
and some teams will specifically go for that.
2 3s and 2 4s at most.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or it's that's a 2 and 3 4s, depending on how you want to do it.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
We talked about it and then decided not to, which is fine.
Yeah, I know I have a skewed opinion, but it sounds like I think the tiers were slightly flawed.
I think the tiers were actually kind of pretty good. There are always like 1 or 2 that they get wrong. And there were actually 7 tiers, but for the purpose of the squad points, like the tier 2 is actually like 2 alpha and 2 bravo. They each cost 3 points for your team, but the 2 alpha had like 6 skills and the 2 bravo had 7. So
it was some more granularity.
Yes,
within
there
the
was
tiers.
more granularity, but for the purpose of choosing.
Yeah, there's effectively
races.
7 tiers, but there's only cost-wise. There's only
correct.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes me feel better about it. Because I would say we've talked about this because of your tournament packet. You're trying to do like everything is playable packet. I think there's a lot of times teams are in tiers that are inappropriate, but you can't really take advantage of it because it's the handicap of that tier isn't complementary to the team. And so let's say what am I trying to say? Shambling Undead. Shambling Undead might be like, let's say, a tier 3 team. But in tier 3, you're like 1 skill short of where you really want to be, or you're a little bit gold short of where you want to be.
Yep.
And so despite like they're under or over tiered, you can't really utilize their kit very well. So you end up like they're not a value team at that tier. And so, yeah, just saying that like a team is this tier doesn't mean it's too high or too low, because it depends on what being in that tier means for how much money and skills you get.
Yep.
As where like if you take 2 teams that are, one is clearly stronger there, like if you put Snotlings and Halflings next to each other, it might be that it's like, well, yeah, obviously Snotlings are better than this team. But then you look at what they get and you're like, well, actually, like Snotlings aren't broken with this amount of skills. And so it's like maybe they, in that context, they are closer together than you would normally expect them to be. And so there's a lot more that goes into it than just putting a number next to them, like you were saying. Well, sounds like you guys had good times.
Yep.
There's another team tournament coming up soon, right? Next week?
Yeah. It's 2-person teams. It's an interesting take. You're required to roster 2-star players. One of them plays for Team A in the first half, while the other one plays for Team B, and then they swap.
Is this a Nebraska tournament?
No, Springfield.
Springfield, okay. I think I heard the guys from Nebraska talking about it at your tournament.
Yeah, maybe.
And how much they liked it, and all I could hear the whole time was, I hate star players in my head over and over and over again. I was like, God damn it, this sounds stupid. But I have a personal hatred of star players, so.
I think specifically with this edition of the game, they have been reined in. Minus some outliers like Jordell and some of the elves that should never be allowed on the pitch ever. But you take
Fresh
out
Freeze is
right. Yep, he needs to be. Yeah, 1+ ad should not exist. Otherwise, I don't really have a lot of problems with star players, and I think having a tournament that is centered around them occasionally can be fine, while they are tiered and or punished appropriately with the skills package restrictions in other tournaments that are focused more competitively.
Yeah, I think my biggest problem with them is sometimes they'll give you access to things that you normally didn't have access to. Like, you're talking about the 1+ agility is a great example. It's like that model just doesn't exist on anyone's roster, let alone like in a repeatable value position. Or like Varag, who's one of my favorite star players. cause like aesthetically, I think he's perfect. Like this is exactly what I would want in a star player. But then functionally on the pitch, it's like, well, no one has a strength 5 orc that's speed 5 with jump up. Like that's not a thing. And so it introduces a mechanic to a team that you would never have access to under normal circumstances. As for Deep Root, I would even say is actually he's just a big treeman. He is just strength 7 with block treeman. That's not that big of a deal. And so he doesn't bother me nearly as much as someone like Varag would, because like that doesn't exist, as where you're just saying, I have a treatment with +1 strength. You're like, yeah, that's fine.
Interesting. I have 0 issues with Varag. Because in my opinion, he's just a dwarf blitzer that's strength 5.
5. Yeah, that's the problem. He's strength 5.
He's extraordinarily costed. Or call him another troll, right? He's a move 6 troll.
Right, but he's faster than Troll. He doesn't have a negative trait. He's got all the good skills.
He's very good.
Like that's not something you can get on a team. Like to have a model level to that point, it's like 9 level ups, and like 3 of them are stat upgrades. Like
sure,
like no one is ever getting to that point.
My only issue is when you give a team a capability they don't have.
Like you get a throw teammate guy on a team that
no, it's when you give like halflings Jordell. So now they have these 2 trees up front and
sure.
this supreme ball carrier. Like that's not
it's
okay.
Like Griff on
it's
Dwarves.
why Griff on Dwarves was busted, right?
Yeah,
stuff like that is not okay. But when I
totally agree with you there.
Varag to Orcs, like, oh, so another high armor guy that hits hard. Okay, that's what your entire team is, right? Yeah, I agree with you. He's obviously better than every other person on the pitch, but he costs a shit ton, so it's quote unquote fair. You know, giving Mighty Zug to humans, whatever, that's fine. Do they have 2 ogres? That's okay. In my opinion, right? But it's the other star players that can be problematic.
Yeah, like there's some that have like special abilities that aren't replicatable. Yeah, if it's just like a guy who's got like +1 stat or like a second skill that you normally shouldn't have, like here's a dwarf with dodge, like yeah, I don't really care about that, but at least less so. I don't know. When I came into Blood Bowl, it was all about like your guys had to level up, and back when I played, like you had to roll for what you got on the level up. So it's like you didn't really have perfect control over your team, and so then you're just like a la carte buying these broken models. I'm like, well, that's just like cheating. It feels like it's like it's like playing Minecraft with creative mode on. It just feels like you're not earning it, and then so like it just doesn't work in my brain, and it just like annoys me. But yeah, there's a lot of them I think are cool, like aesthetically, that I would like to see on the pitch. But then like you get stuff like Griff, where it's like everyone's just spamming the broken ones, so it's not actually what you see. But anyway, I am excited for this league to finish up. I want to see. I hope everybody enjoys the trophies. Really, is what I'm hoping, and I think they will. But let's go ahead and move on to today's Mojo World. I have not yet picked mine, so this is going to be live. I usually do more prep than this. Okay. This week on Mojo World, we are doing James Cameron movies. These are directed by James Cameron movies, just to be clear, because he apparently produces, and so whatever. To preface this, I will say that his movies have a definite like theme and trend. There's like 2 categories of James Cameron movies, and we'll get into that more later. All right, so Aaron, welcome back. Due to your absence, you have earned the number 1 overall pick.
Hell yeah. It has to be Aliens.
It has to be Aliens. This is actually a hard one because I would say in this position, it's almost better to go second.
I agree.
Aliens is a number 1 all-star pick, right? But the problem is there's like a clear best 3 and then like a clear best 6. And so if we're just choosing between those, I'd rather have 2 of the top 3 than 1 of the top 3.
I know. But I'm still taking Aliens.
I know. No,
I actually think we disagree on the next 2.
If we disagree on both of them, we have a problem.
No. You will definitely
All right, so
get
the one that's not in contention, Terminator 2. God damn it. God damn it, Aaron. I hate you. Why do you do this to me? Wow, you don't think Terminator 2 is the second best movie he's made?
I tend to give credence toward the original.
Okay, that's fair. You know, it came out when you were like 40, so that makes sense. Like, I had to do it.
Yeah.
All right. So yes, Terminator 2, and then I'm going to go with, because I think it's not fair to choose 2 movies in the same franchise, so I'm going to go with The Abyss, which is another awesome movie. And at the time seemed like a cool, interesting take for a new director, and not something that we would do to fucking death over time. Anyway, Your final 2 picks, sir. I left you your favorite movie left.
You did, yes. I knew you weren't going to take it, so it was safe. But we're actually going to take it second, just because it matters. True Lies.
I think that movie is underrated. It is
so
surprisingly fun. It's such a great meld of action and comedy for its age. Like nowadays, that's all they're trying to do is action comedies back and forth. But at the time, it was not often pulled off well, I think.
And then I will take Terminator.
All right. I think we have agreed on the top 5. I think this is...
Abyss was not on my list.
Wait, what? You mean the one I'm about to take?
No, The Abyss.
The Abyss
was not on my list.
Ooh. You don't like The Abyss, or you haven't seen it?
I saw it once a long time ago, and I might be getting it confused with The Sphere, but if it's slightly horror, I don't do horror.
It is not horror. The Sphere is slightly horror.
Okay.
The Abyss is...
I probably need to rewatch
you
The Abyss.
could categorize it as a horror movie, but it's really a sci-fi movie.
Okay.
Anyway, I think you should rewatch it. I think you'd like it.
Yep. So nothing against it, just lack of familiarity.
Yeah. Man, I tell you what, nobody's going to be able to guess which list is mine. That's going to be fun. I did not think it was going to fall out this way. I thought you were going to take a different movie. All right, fine. I'll take Titanic.
Okay.
You got a strong list there, buddy.
Yep.
Strong list.
I would also have been happy taking Avatar. I think it gets shit on more than it deserves. I think it's actually just a good movie.
I think
for its time.
Okay, so I have several things to say about what you just said.
Yep.
First off, I agree with the second part where you said it's a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
I disagree with the first part is that it gets shit on. I think this movie is overrated. I think most people put it in the somewhere like 9.5 to 10 range, and it deserves to be in the 8.5 to 8 range.
Okay.
Which is a goodish movie.
Sure.
It's primarily known for its special effects.
Yep.
I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with it. It's like Game of Thrones, the show. It's elevated to this point that's supposed to be unassailable, and I don't think that's appropriate.
Okay. I think people try to, I don't know, maybe just from what I've heard, some of what you said, overrated. It is definitely a little formulaic.
Did it deserve to be the number 1 movie when it released? Yeah, I think that's fair. I don't recall anything particularly competing with it. But it doesn't deserve to have its place in the Hall of Fame of movies or anything.
I agree with that.
It's a good movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I have a quick story for you.
Ooh,
at the tournament, someone commented on my case cover, which obviously has a quote from Blood of Heroes.
Oh, okay.
So,
I was like, where are we going with this? Oh, I see now.
They had no clue what it's from, and so I explained it. It's from a movie about Blood Bowl. Like, a movie about Blood Bowl? I'm like, yes, basically.
It's not a movie. Goddamn it! It's not a movie about Blood Bowl.
That's how you get people who play Blood Bowl to watch it, though.
Despite the appearance of the movie, it was not released in 1964. It came out 91 or something.
89. So I explained, it's not a great movie, but if you just want to, curl up on the couch and watch it like a stupid, action flick for an hour and a half,
there's almost no action in the movie.
Whatever. I don't know how else to describe it. So
I've watched it very recently. I can tell you, it is not gripping.
I said it's not. I said it's worth it. And Colin said, "Oh, Blood of Heroes, yeah. I remember my granddad telling me about that when he was a kid." I'm like, you motherfucker.
Nice. I like that. Colin knows what's up. He knows how to put people in their place.
Yeah.
It's like, quiet down, buddy. It's okay.
Next time, why don't you try beating me in Blood Bowl instead of witticisms?
Well, I'm glad I gave you a real conversation starter that you can make new friends with.
Yep.
All right. Well, we've already run over on time. So, Aaron, glad you're back. I'm going to get some gaming in. When you're done gaming tomorrow, or Friday, you want to come over and do some painting, just let me know. Well, we can accommodate.
Point to no.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed. This has been Brandon.
And Aaron.
And you just listened to Don't Steal My Pillows.
So what are we going to call this thing?
I got it. Okay.
incredible, new, fantastic, astonishing, mighty, original, uncanny, sensational podcast.
I'm just gonna put down Infamous.